Happy Tuesday. Start off right away by asking you to please maybe subscribe to my channel because I really hate bothering people on Facebook and I really hate having to post my videos everywhere to tell people that they're up. So if you genuinely are interested in my content, if you would subscribe, that'd make my life a lot easier and then I wouldn't have to bother so many people on so many different social media platforms. Thank you. Happy Tuesday. I hope that everyone's quarantine is going well and I hope that everyone is staying well. So today's video, I was feeling super inspired last night and I really wanted to make a video about being someone's big sister. And I use the air quotes because I have two younger sisters, but I feel as though I could be a big sister to anyone who is looking for advice. And I would love to fill that role for people. So I created a little Google form and I only got one response so far, but I really haven't let it circulate. So I'm going to start with this video, respond to that person, and then hopefully there will be a link beneath this video. And if you have anything you want to ask me, I'd love to talk about it and I'd love to be there for you. So there's the link. Please use that. And I'd love to make more of these big sister videos. So the question was asked about how do you form a sibling bond? So I'm 21. I have two younger sisters, like I said, and there is a 2.5 year difference between me and the middle sister, and then there's 7 years between me and the youngest. And that seems like a lot to people when I tell them 7 years, but to me, I was 7 when she was born. I'm so little, so I didn't think it was a lot, and it never seemed to impede on our relationship other than the fact that sometimes I could go on certain rides and she couldn't, or I could participate in certain things because I was a big girl and she wasn't yet. But how did I kindle my relationship with them? Well, we all have genuine interests, and the best thing I can tell you is to just be genuine with this person. So even if that includes telling them sometimes things that are not necessarily great or positive, just being truthful with them and telling them exactly how you feel, they're going to hopefully naturally get to a point where they're mature enough with you and they'll respect that. And sometimes it hurts when you want to do something with your sisters or brothers and they don't want to participate, but you extended, my mom says extending the olive branch, you gave them that opportunity to join in with you, and what they do in response to that is the ball is in their court, so you have to leave it up to them. And at the end of the day, it's going to be on them as long as you're taking the right action to make sure they feel involved and they feel welcome in whatever you're doing. Sometimes I'll participate in things with my sisters, maybe not necessarily because I love what they're doing, but I know it means a lot to them. And I know they don't want to do it by themselves. So sometimes it is sacrificial. You have to sometimes be comfortable with doing things that you're not necessarily comfortable with, so that you can be there for people. And that showing that sense of giving will hopefully in return benefit your relationship as a whole. And I've learned that keeping in touch with people, right now I'm in Vermont and my family is not here, making sure that I'm keeping tabs on them, and sometimes maybe it comes across as nosy or really just tell me about this super specific thing, but I feel I have to do that because otherwise I'm not there. I'm missing out on a lot and I don't want to. So sometimes I'll ask my sisters very specific questions and I think they get a little confused, but I want them to know that I care and it's just something that I'm curious about. So if you're curious about anything, ask your siblings and make sure you emphasize that you want that open dialogue. You want to be there for each other, and that's going to go through thick and thin. You want to be able to hold conversations that you're going to trust people with. And one big thing that I would really emphasizing is that you have to be able to be vulnerable with them. And my sisters look up to me, but it's really hard because I'm not a superstar and I'm not this, not perfect image, but this image that they have of me that I try so hard to appear to be flawless to them. I have a lot of flaws, but making sure that they know that, it took me a really long time to tell them about things from my childhood that I was not proud of, or things that shaped me that I was embarrassed about. And I didn't know how to tell them that. But once I told them and they didn't look at me any differently, that's how I knew that I knew I was thankful for them, but that's where those really strong bonds come in, because being vulnerable with people lets them know that like this is me and I'd love to get you. So it just encourages, like, if you do that first thing, hopefully reciprocation will happen, and then that will form those bonds. So I would love to talk about a couple more things. I talked about that like the whole 5 minutes because that was the only question. But please post some responses. Share the link with anybody. I literally would love to talk to anybody about this. And I hope that everyone has a great rest of their Tuesday.